Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us once again for our daily English news edition. I'm Daniel Cook, your host, Monday through Saturday, presenting a translated version of today's top news stories. The Assembly Speaker, Ilir Mehta, spoke today about his party's excellent relations with the internationals, due to the fact that there are no incriminated people in the socialist movement for integration. Mr. Mehta also spoke positively about the relations with the Socialist Party. Responding to the rumors about a colder climate between the SMI and the international community, and even within the government coalition, Mehta said that the SMI has excellent relations with the internationals, and that the relations among the coalition are at the highest level. Mehta said that soon he will be headed to the U.S.A. for a visit. The Assembly Speaker also commented on the issue of the Ches company, reiterating that he is open to an international investigation. I absolutely stand by my statement about an international investigation so that every penny that has been misused can be returned to the state budget and the citizens can be compensated. Everyone who has negatively affected the interests of the Albanian state must get the punishment they deserve. Every penny that was transferred from Ches to Dia and from Dia to other companies should be investigated, declared Mehta. Regarding Basha's demands for his resignation, Mr. Mehta had this to say: "He is the only opposition leader who has ever demanded the resignation of the Parliament Speaker. I know that he is doing this because of the maximum respect that I have for the Democratic Parliament members, and especially for Mr. Berisha, who has been allowed to express his political stances without limits." Ilir Mehta made his statements today from Shkrapar, where he participated in the fair for bioproducts. Strengthening the rule of law, religious coexistence, and regional cooperation were the main points of Prime Minister Rama's speech today at the United Nations Summit in New York. The Prime Minister spoke at the conference Development Agenda Post-2015. Let me briefly explain what the sustainability of the present and of the coming years means to us, he said. It means to strengthen the rule of law, strengthen our democratic and social values, and deepen the harmony of our society. These are the foundations of our path to development and the guarantees of our social cohesion. Mr. Rama also spoke about Albania's justice reform, saying, "It is a vital process that will further unite the state with the citizens. It will give true meaning to justice and will have a more profound and positive impact on the way the country progresses in the coming years." During his visit to Albania, which was his first visit to Europe, the Pope said that the interfaith harmony between Albanians is an inspiring model for the world, which shows that coexistence between Christians and Muslims is not only possible, but useful for the development of a country, said the Prime Minister. Rama spoke about the need for cooperation in the Balkans, saying that there are concrete efforts underway to bring the Western Balkans closer to the EU. He will be speaking next before the General Assembly of the United Nations on October 2nd. The Parliament member Mesila Doda has officially defected from the Democratic Party. She has explained her reasons in an open letter in which she states that her conflicts with the party began with her attitude about some important issues, such as chemical weapons, the decriminalization of Parliament, and the refusal to take part in boycotts, which she considers to be a bad practice for countries that are waiting to be integrated. She also disagrees on the issue of opening the communism files. Doda writes that the division reached its peak when she was excluded from the electoral campaign in Tirana and from the parliamentary structures at the order of the party chairman. She feels that a deep analysis is needed of the Democratic Party's election results. Mesila Doda is one of the former students of December, and she contributed greatly to the establishment of the Democratic Party, but she says that she can no longer stay, as the party has strayed far from what it was 25 years ago. Doda writes the following in her letter: "I regret leaving a party that we created with the students and teachers 25 years ago, now far from the political purpose for which it was created. Now it is a party based upon favoritism. I hope that the people in the party who are still resisting can make their stance clear to those who are damaging the party." Doda promises to the Democrats that she will support their proposals if they align with her convictions, but she does not say which political party she intends to join. The Minister of Finance announced today that after massive audits throughout the business field, the operation against informality will now focus on big business. The tax system has selected the first 46 companies to be examined from a category that is considered to be high risk. Their selection was based upon several criteria, including the payment of taxes, changes in financial statements, and other factors. Minister Cani explained the reasoning for starting the operation with small businesses. If we had started with big businesses, there would have been complaints that we were auditing selectively, he said. Now we need to make our checks on the basis of risk, and therefore the system selected the businesses. Minister Cani gave his assurance that there will be no increase of taxes next year, but only tax adjustments. He said that on Monday, the government will begin the procedures for a new Eurobond worth 300 to 500 million euro in order to repay the old Eurobond that expires in October. The minister reiterated his appeal to business owners to declare their unregistered goods by December 31st, saying that they will not be penalized if they do so. He also gave some details about the progress of the operation against informality so far. He said that from August 1st to September 24th, there were 19,000 new businesses registered. 60,000 employees were registered during the first 25 days of September, and 16,000 cash registers have been added to the system. He said that the state will be paying for the scanning of containers at the customs points by the Rapiscan company. The State Supreme Audit has filed criminal proceedings against the former Ches company administrator and 2 former executives during the time that the company was under the temporary administration of the Albanian state. The SSA's audit of the Ches company revealed damage to the state budget of 32 million euro. The violations were related to tenders for the purchase of electricity during January through July of 2014, as well as overbilling customers and informality in the purchase of materials and electrical equipment. The audit also determined that the Albanian energy regulator has created a very confusing situation in the energy system. Just a few days before the deadline for declaring buildings constructed after 2009, the concern of the citizens appears to be low. The director of the legalization office, Tana Kushova, explains that this is because most declarations were made a year ago, even though they were not included in the legalization process. The only category that seems very interested in declaring construction projects are the immigrants who are living outside the country. The deadline is September 30th, and after this time, no further declarations will be accepted. To directly quote Director Kushova, the legalization office will not accept declarations after September 30th because the deadline for the declaration of illegal constructions has now been made public. Around 50,000 buildings have been constructed since 2009 without permits, and from now until the 30th, they can still be legalized. Thanks so much for choosing Aura News as your source for English updates. Please join us again on Monday for more translated news in English. Thanks, and have a great weekend.